Well, here we are, keen to get away with our first moto, and just keen to mention on behalf of Hastings Honda and the East Coast Flat Track Championships, Easter weekend, 15 and 16 of April 2017, at home at Crownthorpe in beautiful Hawke's Bay, as we get ready to launch and get ready for our first moto. And here we are to that impressive start gate, and it's called the hole shot first in that first corner. It's going to be up on the inside line, the KTM and the Yamaha, around the corner they go. And away to a good start. Looks to be Dylan. I think Dylan Walsh might have got the better start there. He talked about having a good start and controlling his own race. So keen to watch him as they go away from us. And a hot run around through. Oh, and somebody to go down there and then get run over. Kawasaki to go down, and he's going to feel that one. He got run over big time, got hit totally accidental, and man did he get run over. So Kawasaki rider down there in the approach to our number one jump out there, so feeling that one. He got ragdolled, unfortunately, let alone the fact that he went down. He then got actually run over by another rider, so he will be feeling, in all politeness, a little second hand from that as we go out towards the State Highway 1 before making the right-hand turn, one and now two of them, and then we're lining up for the famous Energy Centre Point. Energy Centre Point may not exist as a business any longer, but I tell you what, the name will last forever, that mega jump, and there it is, whipping it up in fine fashion as we look out for Dylan Walsh to go for it there at the moment. Then going to Hamish Harwood and behind him. So it's Hamish on a high-flying mish there at the moment. Knows what he's got to do with 11 points to stay in second place. All day's good enough. Doesn't need to do anything crazy, anything out of the norm. Just making sure he keeps up there. To those of you out following it on the live timing internet update, welcome to Taupo, North Island, New Zealand, in the fourth and final round of our Mazda BT50 Dirt Rider Down Under supported New Zealand Motocross Championship finale. Big weekend here in New Zealand after a summer of moto, which has included racing in Timaru in the South Island and in the North Island at Rotorua and Manawatu. And now here we are in Taupo. So fantastic to see these great events and culminating in this spectacular final. Set to rock with our opening round. Here we go with opening race. 53 out there, Dylan Walsh. Here we go with Dylan. Dylan on board for a great run. Then now with number one to go to 98 with Ethan. Then go to 8 with Trent Collins. Good work, 21 on the Kawasaki. Yes, much better, Ben Bird. I was a bit worried when I saw a Kawasaki go down that it may have been Ben. 5-1 for Tito. Tony Satanovic whipping up a score man there. Looks so good when he qualified well, but he's going to be keen to be picking up on a better result on that one. 2-2-3, Reece Lister a long way back, so he's got some work to do in the moto. As we look to the skiers field, there goes Jacob Saville on the OTEC and Meets AFC Motorcycles, KTM SX 250. Liam Hutton all the way from beautiful Nelson in the south to come up with us. Oh, 177 and too far back on that occasion. For 177, Daniel Stoddard out of Waipukurau on the Central Bikes Northern Accessories, O'Neill Bellray, R.I. Mitchell and Oakley Epic Decals. Mum and Dad supported Kawasaki KX250F. So, and there we are, I think, with 640. Then to wrap it up, going up over the top. So a little disappointing there, I'm sure. But I tell you what, it's the Dylan Walsh, and look at the advantage. But it's the man behind him. All he's got to do is be behind him. See, where's his threat? His threat is further back. So hasn't got a problem at the moment. And what he needs to do from here is just hang on with this one. Great news during the week that Dylan Walsh will be heading to Europe for the EMX 250 ride. I think he was wanting to try and get back to America, where he's just spent the last 2 years, but the doors weren't opening back over there, so he's taking the opportunity to go to Europe, and why not? It's more closely aligned to our New Zealand motocross, so I'm sure he's going to do extremely well, and we're going to look to see him go up against Josiah and our other best riders. So here we are with Dylan Walsh. And the hot-flying Altherm window systems, JCR Yamaha YZF 250. So Dylan on the boil at the moment as he goes through a lovely run there on the inside of our third to last corner here on a lap here at Dick and McEwen over the Taupo Motorcycle Club at Taupo MCC.co.nz. Taupo hosting this fierce final. 53, the points runner-up ahead of number one, the reigning champion and the current points leader by an 11-point buffer. With 3 motos to count here today, and the beautiful sunshine in Taupo, New Zealand, for the spitting finale of a fantastic race. As we check them out, people like Jake Tomlin after his superb qualifying a long way back, and so too for Hadley Knight. Hadley missing in the traffic as well, so Hadley Knight knocked back in there as well. And I've got Tyler Steiner missing. Now, he may have been the Kawasaki rider. Could have been ragdolled on that opening lap because it was a front-running rider. And he is a Kawasaki rider and he's not in the top group. So two and two together. Hopefully we've summarised it. But, man, it was an ugly fall, and I'm sure we'll catch that on a awesome C-Test replay to see how unlucky that man was. Back to the action we take here at the moment, and looking out for those results. There it is at the moment with Dylan Walsh, Hamish Harwood, Ethan Martins, along with Trent Collins, Ben, Logan, Anthony. So 820 is one of our riders here further back in the field at the moment. That is Callum McCulloch on the Callum Construction, supported by Z250F, the man from Aparimu there in the Counties region. Coming to parts and services and looking at our race leader, it is the 53, and here we go with Dylan Walsh heading down through the sawdust for another lap. And look at the advantage he's got, nobody else in the picture as he goes, bashes his way down through the GB glass and aluminium section, off the Scott launching pad at the end, around the Hooker Honda corner, and now coming up to the dam jump. Darryl August Motorcycles home with Suzuki and Kawasaki here in Taupo. So it is 53, your race leader, and there in the picture you can see the advantage between first and second. 53 for Walsh. Great effort out here from Dylan. There he goes, the young man from Christchurch. Debut year in New Zealand senior motocross, so the young teenager certainly showing us what he's made of. Now ahead of the one, a little gap back to 98, so there it is out there with their system. JCR Yamaha first and third at the moment. 8 to go to Trent Collins, 21 Ben Bird, 11 to go with Logan Blackbird. Ahead of 23, I think we've got out there next Keegus will pick up at the moment on our next placing in there. 23 on the race yet, but not on the race bike, so somebody different to pick up we're going to go to, and it'll be our A. It's our Anthony Reynard. Anthony, our visiting South African rider out of Cape Town, courtesy of Jeff Scott Electrical. So Anthony Reynard, presumably 23 is his home number back in South Africa, as we welcome more international riders to New Zealand shores for our great motocross nationals. Yellow flag out there, 15 to go down, and 15. Great flag marshalling here, as we unfortunately saw the number 15 of Jacob Steele on the Honda racing bike take a little bit of a drop. But he's made the recovery and got back on the bike. .53 by 1, and the margin open ups between them. It has certainly come down to a two-bike race, and Dylan Walsh doing everything he needs to do. In the interview this morning we said all he's got to do is go out and win it and let the rest sort itself out, but winning's not enough, because the man just staying in second behind him is going to be good enough. And it'll all go back to an unlucky race performance at round number 1, when he only scored, I think from memory, 13 points instead of probably a 20 or a 25, and that would have made all the difference to the championship. But after all, that's racing, and he really has stormed. He sort of owned the second half of the series. The first half, not his, but once he hit the sand and soft tracks, he really has got it together. So great work out there with Dylan Walsh. So it's 53 in front and going to 1 in second place. Keen to look out for them as they'll head around here towards our Hooker Form Park, and coming up through 53. Here we go with Dylan Walsh. Great to see Dylan picking it up out there as we go to the number 1, and it's got to be a good buffer between them. There's one, but I'll tell you what, wait for third place, and it is the 98 to look in there at the moment. So 98 also on the Alpha window system. JCR Yamaha of Ethan Martins then in third place. So Yamaha 1 and 3 with the KTM in between them for manufacturers' glory. As we look out to the wide-angle shot here at Digger McEwen Park, the home of the Taupo Motorcycle Club, has been for many years. The original Digger McEwen Park was literally only about 400 metres from here until it was realised that that was still industrial land, and this was actually a former reserve area, and it was opened up to the club over 30 years ago. So the club picked up and moved their headquarters here, built their club rooms for the World Juniors in 2009. They built their new admin area. They've since built a very good first aid support area and toilet and wash bound facility. So fantastic facility right smack in the middle of the North Island in this adventure wonderland called Taupo. So delighted to be here with the Taupo Motorcycle Club and their picturesque and spectacular Digger McEwen Motocross Park. TaupoMCC.co.nz as we bring it to you live, loud and proud here at Digger McEwen today for our final round of the New Zealand Motocross Championships. Live coverage brought to us by Alpine Star OGO 100, seated home with Crown Kiwi, proud to distribute the world's best brands right here in New Zealand. 53 by 1 at this stage, and 53 about to come over the Spectra Oils jump here next to our Ames Builders commentary position over the Townley Builders feature finish line. There goes your race leader, 53. There is number 1 and Hamish Harwood for that very good second place. It is really a two-bite race as we look back here to the 98 now. Ethan Manns storming through for a very good third place. I bet you would have said I would have loved to have done that through the other rounds. Here's the 8 for Trent Collins, a great fourth place for him. 21 Greg Brewer, letter A up there. And back to a storming run there for our new letter A on the field. 23 on the race shirt, but A on the bike is Anthony Reynard out of Cape Town, South Africa. Another international rider enjoying racing in New Zealand. We've had so many overseas stars come to New Zealand. Loved it for more than just the racing, of course, but here today for Anthony, an opportunity to test himself amongst New Zealand's creme de la creme in this feature final round of our New Zealand Motocross Championship. A letter K, and a long way back today for Caleb, and a long way back as well for our own local star Hadley Knight, not to feature in that top 10 at the moment. So Hadley's I'm sure got to try and make up for something at this stage. Hadley, he's in fact 9th place. He has got to 9th place, so he's got there tonight. And looking to Caleb, he's in 14th place. I'm sure he's going to be disappointed to be that far back in our field at the moment. Here we are with 171 and Daniel Newman, 269, 15 out there. Jacob Steele fell off there a couple of laps ago. There's 100 for local Troy Lee Design, Hooker Honda rider, Rodney Tomlin. Always good to see local riders excelling at their local track. That's why clubs love to host a big championship like this, so their local riders can excel in their local conditions. As we call it at times, they may not travel too well, they may not be as good at tracks outside their region, but on your home track it's always a star-studded opportunity to make sure you get a great result. Right, 53, here we are now, and a beautiful whip over there for Dylan Walsh. You're still your high flyer. It is 1, look at that, and picking up on the lappers already, and the number 1 of Hamish Harwood, keeping out of trouble. All he's got to do is finish today. Love this back, love it for consistency. 53, doesn't have to do anything out of the norm. Needs to stay in front, he's doing that. And number 1, all he's got to do is keep staying in 2. That's because they're separated by 11 points. After this race, it will be down to 8. After that, it will be down to 5. And after that, it'll be down to 2. And that'll be the end of it. So it doesn't matter. A win's a win. Doesn't matter by how many. And the super consistency of the man to hold the number 1 plate, to retain the number 1 plate. And the man formerly of Takia out of Golden Bay in the beautiful South Island peninsula up there, compared to where he lives now on the north shore of Auckland City. So what a great run from this man. 8-5-1-4 for T-Bone and Tony Santana. T-Bone was up there to run in our top 10, but he has, I think, just had a struggle to hang on to that top 10, but we can just to align it as to where he was. Certainly the Tyler Steiner missing, and he in fact has been the main one that has been missing in there. And T-Bone at this stage, that is 10th place, so he's gone up to 10th place, so 5-1-4, so a very good 10th place from great comeback. I think he's had very little racing back over the 2016, disappointing year by his own high standards of racing. Here we are now as we look out for our race leader with a 53 of Dylan Walsh. Dylan over Parts and Services down through the sawdust section here at Digger McEwen, courtesy of Sign On. And and Pro Shield, proud to be your #1 sign and graphics team for motocross in the country, and of course here in Taupo as well, professional signage for some of our major corporates in New Zealand as well, handily based out of Taupo. Remembering in the digital age, you don't have to be in the big cities to be involved in getting the best graphics. 53, Dylan Walsh picking up on the back markers, getting past 224 here now, up on 216 on the tail. Here we go with the Alpha window system, JCR Yamaha of Dylan Walsh is the race leader. On the two-stroke, the Rocon Construction Makita Power Tools two-stroke, of course 250 and 250 under MX2 in New Zealand. We have 250 two-strokes in the class as well, and I think it is, I think there's only been 2 of them from memory in the field this year, so still favours the ever incredible 4-stroke 250cc engine, but it is liked by a few riders, including our reigning champion, and he's out on the KTM 250 SX, the #1 of Hamish Harwood. The Rocon Construction CML KTM rider in a very good place now. For Caleb, and obviously a huge amount of drama in that opening lap that you can't always keep up with. We saw the fall of Tyler Steiner, one of the top 10 rated riders, but obviously it was more than that. People like Caleb and Hadley who were forced well down in the field. Not a pretty sight from their point of view, but all is not lost as they battle. And we wish, of course, Hadley all the best. Local man 91, Hadley Knight, going to Japan. He had an opportunity for a guest ride there late last year, and it's turned out to be a ride for the entire season, so wishing them all the best. So that's New Zealanders competing around the globe. They're in Europe, they're in America, they're in Australia, and they're in Japan. So what a year for Kiwis, as we'll follow them with interest indeed. So checking it out. More details, of course, on the HLR Husqvarna Facebook page, and we'll know a lot about Japan with their media influence out there. All right, going to Dylan, Hamish, Ethan, Trent and Anthony, along with Ben. Then look out to Logan. Hadley in there, moving up. We've got Blake Gillard in there as well, and then go to Tony, T-Bone Satanovich. 53 by 1 out there, 24 just picking up as well. Max Miller in there at 36 place, Braden Stevens 37, and Callum McCulloch in at 38. Now those riders that are further down in the field, but hey, for every winner there's always a loser. Everyone in second, there's always one in second to last. So always loving that we've got an entire good field of calibre riders. Remembering this is MX2, and we've got support racing on our program today as well. That effectively means that these guys are still better than most of the other riders here today. Jacob Saville pulling off on the corner down here, so bad luck for the Otaki Meats team AFC Motorcycles. KTM riders got to be disappointed in that, trying to get back on the bike, trying to get it started, so a bit of drama for him. Yellow flag being held there. In fact, it may be mechanical. I don't think he's going to get a move on there, because he's trying to get the bike right off the track. And he's not in a good position here at all now. So keen to make sure that he gets the bike up off the track itself. And if he can do so, the yellow flag can be removed from the previous corner. Still 53 by 1, and the margin between them is relatively unchanged. 2 points a minute. First of all, from a Hamish Harwood point of view, just let him go as long as he doesn't get too far away. I'm fine, I'm cruising, I'm not under any pressure. The board will be telling him, hold it, hold it, hold it. And that's all he's got to do here at the moment. He has a comfortable buffer over third place. Altern window system, JCR Yamaha rider Ethan Martins. And for himself, he doesn't have to worry about going to the first place. And here we are with the white flag, and it is one to go. One to go, it's 18 minutes plus a lap. And our race is at 80 minutes and 50 seconds. Couldn't have gone out any earlier. You've got to wait till the 18-minute mark, and the next time the race leader goes past after 18 minutes, the white flag goes out, symbol of 1 lap to go. So it is 18 plus the 1. We're on to that final lap at the moment. So all that's going to happen is the 11 points come down to 8 points. So still no change in the championship. And providing that Hamish is finishing in second place all day, we should be A-OK for this. Great day and already a good crowd coming in today. Fantastic welcome on board everybody on behalf of the Taupo Motorcycle Club. Welcome to Dicker McEwen, the home of the Taupo Motorcycle Club, the home of the biggest club in New Zealand, and the reason why they host the final, the most prestigious club, bringing you this magnificent event. It all happens here at Dicker McEwen. Of course, next month they'll kick off with their 6-round winter series through April, May, June, July, August, and wrap it in September, and of course then be back in October in springtime for a fantastic event called the MX Fest, which stands for Motocross Festival. And we have all kinds of events like speedcross and motocross and other fun events on the card that caters for minis and juniors and seniors and vets and women's as well. It's an all-round magnificent event over Labour weekend, October, in each year. So you'll certainly love it here. The 8 major events at Dicker McEwen, plus the opportunity, of course, to practice on this magnificent moto facility as well. On this last lap at the moment, all on here with Dylan, number 53, the Dylan Walsh Show, the man from Christchurch, Canterbury. How long since the Canterbury winner? Well, an MX2, I can't recall, but an MX1 it would be Justin McDonald. So hopefully there's a lot of support out there from the Christchurch Off-Road Club that owns the people in Christchurch will be following it. All the best, of course, thoroughly looking forward to their big event on the calendar coming up over the first weekend of June in the Michael Godfrey Memorial Motocross, one of New Zealand's outstanding motocross events. And their new venue this year at the Venus Motocross Park in North Canterbury as well. So bring it on with Christchurch Off-Road Motorcycle Club. Here is your Christchurch man out of the Canterbury capital. And there it is, taking the first win of the day. Dylan Walsh takes it away with a storming good run home. Here's the number 1, the CML KTM, courtesy of Brocon Construction, Makita Power Tools. And it is Hamish Harwood, and the title's still in the palm of his hand at this stage. As we look out for the 98, and it's a little gap back. There's a few lap riders in there, but he was coming home. The good stuff, and it is the 98. And again, courtesy of Team Alclair Window System, JCR Yamaha. There it is. And a great ride from Ethan Martins as we look back now to Hadley through there. 91 for Hadley, headed letter A, headed letter A. Also Hadley, night after a terrible start. What was he? He was outside the top 20. What a finish for Hadley. Stormed home in 4th place. Ahead of Anthony Reynard, then go to Trent Collins, who slipped further back into 6th place from the 21 of the Men Broad. Oh, what a moto. And Hadley, man to man, obviously showed this man what he can do. And I tell you what, give him a better moto start in the next one. And you look out, folks, you look out, I'm sure.